Hi guys, Vuno here and welcome to this Vuno Plunk production, and I think it's time for another kickback discussion. I do have with me a bottle of Lucasade. I highly recommend you go and get your own beverage of choice. Join me in this kickback discussion and we're going to be talking about something that has popped up recently with me. I am quite active on various parts of the internet, from Twitter to Reddit to YouTube, of course, and sometimes this particular thing pops up. I have spoken about this before on my channel, but sometimes I feel the need to bring the subject back up again, you know, rake over those old coals a little bit, because it's definitely something I think, especially in recent years, has become more of a thing, and it's something that I think needs snuffing out very quickly. And if I in any way, shape or form can be part of the voice that snuffs, you know, the movement, so to speak, that snuffs this kind of behaviour out, I will be very grateful for that. If I can, you know, be part of that. So I recently picked up the Transformers 1 to 4 box set, and I picked up The Last Night on 4K. It's actually cheaper than the Blu-ray version, standard Blu-ray version on the site that I bought it on. Although I own the first Transformers films, buying this box set was actually cheaper than buying the second two separately, so bought the box set. Now, one of the reasons why these are pertinent to this particular subject is toxic fandom, or entitled fandom, I suppose, and then taking that entitled fandom or taking that toxic fandom and then projecting it onto somebody else. So when it comes to the Bayformers, as they often like to be nicknamed as, these weren't well received as time has gone on. You could insert any kind of series of films. The prequel trilogy for the Star Wars films were very badly received the first time they came out, but in recent years, since the sequel trilogy, a lot of people have gone back and going, actually the prequel trilogy wasn't that bad, you know, compared to the sequel trilogy. When it comes to the Bayformers, as they like to be called, I'm not sure where the internet zeitgeist is when it comes to that. I just know anytime that I mention or look around various places and see these films, they are absolutely trashed upon, to the point where a while ago a particular Redditor on a subreddit I'm on called r/DVD collection posted some bits and bobs that he picked up when it comes to the Transformers films, and he got absolutely trashed for posting pictures on there, for posting those on there and saying he likes the films. Now, if it wasn't obvious, there's a reason I picked up these films, simply because I haven't actually seen past Revenge of the Fallen. I didn't watch Dark of the Moon, Age of Extinction. I haven't seen The Last Night. So, seeing as I've got some free time at the moment, if you haven't heard, I lost my job a week ago now. I'm moving on. I'm keeping in high spirits, that sort of stuff. But because I've got some free time, or freer time at the moment, I thought, why not pick up these and then watch through them. It's actually funny because I'm actually thinking of subscribing or taking out a free trial on Paramount Plus, and I wouldn't be surprised that these are on Paramount Plus, but you know, I like to own physical media. So this particular person got absolutely trashed. Now, there were some people who did say, yeah, I like the Bayformer films or the Michael Bay Transformer, you know, live action movies. They're actually a bit of fun entertainment, don't take them too seriously, that sort of stuff. Whereas some people just absolutely trash upon them. And the question I have is why? I even was apprehensive showing these off on video. I'm not going to lie. I was apprehensive showing this off on video because I know there's a subset, of people out there that really do not like these films. There have been death threats sent to Michael Bay himself. I don't know if Spielberg, because he was involved with these films, has been sent death threats, but Michael Bay himself has been sent death threats over these, and I've seen fans report that they've been sent death threats. Although I am highlighting, you know, Transformers films in this particular video, you could copy and paste this onto any film, any series, any franchise that is out there. The other reason why this is sort of come to my attention is a game got released a couple weeks back called Stray. Stray is a game where you play as a cat in a cyberpunk world where you get separated from your family and you try and make your way back to that family. And it has, it has garnered a lot of interest. A lot of people have played it. A lot of people are enjoying it. Well, there's one particular person in a certain community that in the NFO, if you know what NFO is, basically a text document that's connected to a game that got released, or cracked, I should specifically say. They put a massive piece in that particular NFO saying they do not understand why Stray has garnered so much critical acclaim. Apparently when Red Dead Redemption 2 came out, how many years ago that came out, they completely shut up on the game themselves, and other people defended Red Dead Redemption 2. They don't understand why people defended Red Dead Redemption 2, and they proceeded to make some quite interesting remarks, shall we say, somewhat homophobic and sexist, to be completely honest with you, in this NFO, to say why are these people enjoying Stray? Why do people, when Red Dead Redemption 2 came out, why do people defend Red Dead Redemption 2? Why are people not enjoying these games that have hundreds upon hundreds of hours? Now, the game this NFO was attached to is Dying Light 2. Dying Light 2 is, of course, an open world zombie game and has quite a number of hours, within it, so to speak. But I've never understood the rhetoric of, because a game is smaller in scope, or narrower in scope, and has less game time associated with it, doesn't necessarily make it a bad experience. One of my favourite games of the last, how many years, is Far Lone Sails, which is a fantastic game. Very short game. It's only about 3 hours long. You can play it in one sitting. It's given me one of the biggest reactions I haven't had from a game in a long time, and yet games like Red Dead Redemption 2 that are a lot longer, it takes a lot longer to get to that point where you're like, oh wow, whereas there are lots of ups and downs to that game before you get to that point, whereas I feel like Far Lone Sails was more of a tailored experience, and it hit every single note that I needed to hit at the time I played it, and I thoroughly enjoyed that game in more ways than one. And but what I'm trying to get at here is, why are people so concerned with what someone else enjoys at the end of the day? Why do people have to go out of their way to be shitty to those that enjoy something? Why did the people on that Reddit post feel the need to crap upon the person who'd literally just spent, I think he picked up the 4K versions of all of these films, and they're not cheap, I say they're not cheap. It's £10 a film if you were to buy these for. It's £40, and then that cost me just under a £5, actually. It's actually one of the cheaper 4Ks on that particular website that I went to. But that person just spent quite a significant amount of money picking up all these films in 4K, wants to enjoy them in 4K. There are films they personally enjoy. Why crap upon that? What benefit does it give you? You are more than welcome to say, look, they're not for me, they're not my kind of film. I'm very glad you enjoy them. Cool. But to absolutely crap upon people like that, it's not on, to be honest. And yes, the OP, the original poster, did actually put in the comment section of that particular post that he put that it did actually make him second guess his decision to purchase all those films on 4K. The Blu-rays would have been far cheaper for him to purchase, but he decided to go for the 4K, and then people on that particular subreddit made him second guess that decision, which I don't think is personally on. You know, I don't know if he did decide to sell those 4Ks and get the Blu-rays instead. I really hope he didn't. By the way, this looks bloody incredible in 4K. In 4K HDR and the Dolby Atmos, because this is actually my first Dolby Atmos Blu-ray. I didn't know actually that also they can put Dolby Atmos on Blu-rays, because there's one or two of these have Dolby Atmos on them. But this is my first like fully HDR'd, fully 4K, fully Dolby Atmos, you know, 4K release. And I tell you what, it looks and sounds bloody fantastic. Irrespective of what the film is, whether you enjoy the film or not, the actual 4K and HDR and all that kind of stuff, aspects of it are bloody phenomenal. I'm not gonna lie, and that's gonna be a really good watch, if not for the spectacle that is 4K. And I'm still in the honeymoon period of 4K. This is my second 4K disc. I'm gonna sneeze. Thank you. If anybody said bless me, or bless you, I suppose. But yes, as I was basically saying, you know, this is my second 4K disc, so I'm still in that honeymoon period when it comes to 4K. So I'm just going to enjoy watching it and soaking it in 4K, let alone the fact that it's a film I haven't seen, and I'm interested, to be honest, in watching the latter Transformers films. At the end of the day, they're a bit of entertainment, they're a bit of a spectacle. I think the Star Wars films, to me, are a bit of a spectacle. They're not anything that substantial. That's going to piss off a load of people, I know that. But hey, those are my opinions, and any opinion take with a pinch of salt. And please don't go out of your way to make other people's enjoyment of things less so just because you have a strong opinion of it. Just say it's not my thing, glad you enjoy it, and maybe give some counter arguments. But at the end of the day, it's up to them what they enjoy. This does also go back to the whole, you know, my previous Kickback discussion with the John Wayne box set. Yes, I know John Wayne is a contentious character. There are some contentious characters nowadays that are out there. But at the end of the day, if someone chooses to enjoy something irrespective of who's involved with the film, that's their decision at the end of the day. Hopefully I've gotten my point across. I really don't like seeing this across the internet. I very much doubt this one video is going to make too much of a difference, but hopefully it does something. Hopefully somebody watches this video and goes, you know what, you're right, I'm going to stop letting the trolls, the haters, if you will, get the better of me, and I'm just going to enjoy what I enjoy at the end of the day. And I think over the next little while I'm going to enjoy watching these films, and you can probably look forward to some reviews on them if that's something you'd be interested in. Anyway guys, as always, please take care, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video. Ta-ra guys.